So, I think I made up my mind, and I sat here during the stage, and I'll dedicate this to the entrepreneurs in this room, and want to show you that Nucom is a good home for you at one point in time, if you are in the business-to-consumer segment. But before we jump into Nucom, let me tell you a quick anecdote on Amorelie and Lea Sophie Kramer, who is the founder and CEO of Amorelie. And this was quite a success story in the German business-to-consumer arena, where Nucom was involved in from early days. And Lea and I, we had a very good relationship in terms of we discussed the business every evening and about the challenges of the business. And then one day in January this year, we sat down together and had breakfast, and I knew there was something coming up. And then she said, Florian, I have to tell you something. And you know, Amorelie and Lea, they are very close in terms of personal brand and the brand of the company. She said, Florian, I want to leave. And we now need to find someone who could take that over. And I was shocked in the beginning. And then after that breakfast, we sat down together and we developed a plan how we take Amorelie from Lea CEO-centered company to the next level. And we sat down and said, what is the vision for Amorelie? What is the strategy for Amorelie? What is the organization that we need actually to scale the company to the next level? And then we defined what kind of person we need at the helmet. We defined who will be the person that takes Amorelie to the next level. And last week, we actually announced that Lea is stepping aside, and Claire Midwood will take over. She will lead Amorelie to the next level, doing internationalization, taking the brand to the next level, and scaling the organization. Having said that, shows you two things. So first, my personal passion is to work with grand entrepreneurs and develop their companies to the next level. And second, that's also what Nucom is about. And this anecdote shows you, okay, what is it that Nucom does? We build consumer internet companies, and not from scratch, but we take companies that are also already more mature, generate sales in 50 million plus, and are close to profitability, and we take these companies and we bring them to the next level. To illustrate that, one other example next to Flaconi, next to Amorelie, will be Flaconi, and Benjamin will present that exciting story to you in a second. If you take a look at the Nucom group, we operate 10 companies in the German-speaking region, all in the consumer internet space. We cluster them in 4 verticals with 4 lead brands covering 4 big consumer needs. These companies are all asset-light, marketing and brand driven, and do not face straight competition from Amazon, Facebook, and Google. That's actually what unites them. We have Verivox in the consumer advice sector. We have Parship in the matchmaking sector, covering everything around love. We have Johann Schweizer MyDays, which covers the experience sector in Germany, 2 strong brands that actually cover the experience demand quite well in Germany. And we have the beauty and lifestyle vertical, where Flaconi is a strong brand, and you will hear more about in a second. So where have we come from? We started in the minority media for equity space, where we used the advertising inventory that ProSieben has, and we use that to fuel consumer internet startups, and we saw that work quite well. So television and consumer internet companies that worked really well. Zalando was also part of that bucket. Trivago was as well. And then we decided, okay, but if we really want to make a difference, we have to do larger transactions. We have to do majority transactions, and we want to benefit from a larger scale. So we started with larger transactions. We also consolidated markets, for example, where we owned MyDays and we acquired Jochen Schweizer. And then in 2018, we took the game to another level. We consolidated these 10 assets that we saw in the Nucom group, and we took on General Atlantic as a minority investor. So 72% is now owned by ProSieben, and 28% is owned by General Atlantic. And with General Atlantic, we want to take the next level in terms of taking our companies also to a European level. Our ambition is, the 1 billion is this year. In 3 to 4 years, we will be at 2 billion in revenues. So when thinking about why are these companies, why are these entrepreneurs inside of Nucom Group, if you look at the challenges that entrepreneurs in the B2C space, what challenges do they face? So first, most of them started off, they come from a performance-driven culture. They know how to do performance marketing. They know actually to scale these channels. But at a certain point in time, they realize I need to build a brand. I need to have the direct access to the consumer's mind. I need to generate more direct traffic. And that's where they need to have a brand. Second, what entrepreneurs encounter is that the organization is centered around them and around their personality, and the organizational scaling is a challenge for them. Third, the access to talent is limited when you are a startup, when you are a growing company, and sometimes you miss the employer brand. So talent is something that you need. Then your experience in internationalization, taking the company from a German or from your national country to an international stage, is something that most of the entrepreneurs find difficult. And second, it's when you also want to go into new product categories, that's also something that entrepreneurs haven't done before sometimes. And then the fifth element is M&A might make sense from an industry consolidation perspective, but it is not easy to do M&A, and you need to have experience. That was on the professional side, on the company side, but also, the entrepreneurs face personal challenges. Sometimes they worked for 8, 9, 10 years, day and night, for the company, for the business, so they want to see also some kind of reward in terms of an exit, taking some money taking some money home, and seeing if they're not only a millionaire on paper, but also in real cash. And they also want to have, sometimes they have children, they want to have more, a better work-life balance, not only working day and night. And these are challenges that we tackle. We as a Nucom Group, we play on the one hand side, we play the muscle of our parent company, ProSieben Sat.1, with the marketing and media power. And on the other hand, we play the muscle of General Atlantic. And we actually go straight to addressing the needs of the entrepreneur. We will look to make his brand shine. We will support with marketing. We will support with organizational scaling, so we will help the company to scale to the next level. We actually, with our partners together, we will lead the search. We will help with talent and resources. And if you come to internationalization, we will help growing your businesses internationally. So that is actually a good bridge to Flaconi, which is a testimonial for our playbook. and that's where I hand over to Benjamin.
Thank you. Yeah, and talking about next level, a couple more slides. My name is Benjamin. I'm Managing Director for Flaconi, and I would like to take you on a little bit of a journey on how we took that next level over the course of the last year. We basically took a 6-year-old company that was declining in growth, was only growing 39% anymore, and re-accelerated that growth and creating a company that is now 7 years old, growing more than 50%. And we're quite confident that we can maintain that 50% growth over the next few years. So what did we do differently? First of all, we looked at our business model and realized quite quickly that it's working. We have a very, very loyal customer base. Basically, we can expect the same amount of revenues after a first-year churn for the next foreseeable future in the next years. So we knew our business model was working, but we didn't put enough new customers into the business. So how could we get more customers into the business? We actually went to our customers and did a large amount of interviews and said, okay, how can we be more relevant to you? How can we have you purchase your daily needs in the beauty for beauty needs with us? And we walked actually into the bathrooms. They opened their bathroom cabinet, and it's now a very iconic picture for us, or pictures. We have a lot of pictures of those open bathroom cabinets. And what we quickly found out is that 95% of those products that you will find in such a bathroom cabinet, we did not have. Yeah? So the beauty understanding of us and the industry was completely not aligned with the customer's understanding of what beauty is and what he needs on a daily basis to feel beautiful. So we decided that we want to move into that space and cover 100% of whatever is in that bathroom cabinet, and not just the expensive Chanel perfume, but also maybe a Q-tip, a nail polish remover, and so on. And that is something that increased our assortment a lot. So we went from 25,000 SKUs in our assortment to over 50, and it's still growing. That presented us with a little bit of a different challenge. We now had all this assortment and a large base of new customers that we were relevant to. And we said, okay, how can we solve the problem of being relevant with those products, these 50,000 products, and connecting them with the right customer? And yes, you can do personalization, but personalization only works if you also have the content with it. And a lot of times, real personalization fails because you do not have the amount of people creating that content. So when it comes to product recommendations, search, and sorting, yes, you can do personalization, and that's something that we do and we invest a lot of time in. But when it comes to customer experience on site, changing the experience for the customer or having a marketing campaign, we just do not have enough graphic designers or IT personnel to really go on a personalized level. So we said, let's find a segmentation that works for the large audience out there. And we found 2 axes. Basically, it's a rational versus emotional axis. Do I purchase based on a problem, for example, which would be rather rational, or do I purchase beauty because I want to have a certain feeling, which would be emotional? And then there are people out there that purchase for themselves, to do themselves something good. Maybe you buy yourself some bathing salt to do yourself something good, or you want to portray something to the outside world. Based on these 2 axes, we then defined 4 beauty types, and then we started working with these beauty types and really focused on what we call assumption-based personalization. So we take one of these beauty types. It's a beauty pragmatist. It's a very rational person focusing on himself. And we said, okay, what assumption do we have how this person wants to shop beauty? And we came up with things like, okay, it's probably a more fact-focused shopping, so let's focus on ingredients, maybe problems. Does he have dry skin? How can we solve these very rational problems that every one of us has? Second of all, the me focus is very important. It is in the me sector. And lastly, you need to be simple. We want to be as simple as possible. If there's a problem, we want to have a few clicks until that person can solve the problem. Overall, right now we have over 30 live experiences just for this segment live, trying to personalize the on-site experience on how this person can shop beauty, which currently gives us a 20% revenue uplift on that particular segment. For the other 3 segments, the numbers are similar. Yeah, they're more or less experienced live. Overall, by focusing on these 4 segments, by widening the assortment, focusing on real personalization via recommendations, as well as these assumption-based personalization, we were actually able to increase our new customer growth by 80%, further increase the repurchase rate by 25%, and still pay back those customers within the first 6 months of acquisition. And that's it. Thank you.